Are you prepared for the RRSP deadline? March 1st is quickly approaching, and this morning we're dispelling some myths to help you invest wisely. Peter Sashecki from Everything Financial joins us this morning with some advice. And we've already had our wrist slapped. It's not RRSP season. It's the deadline.
You said it.
Right?
Right, it's not. Jason has to donate to the swear jar. He said RRSP season. But you got it right, RRSP deadline.
Yeah, it is a deadline. It's something that a lot of people feel like they need to rush to contribute. Do you recommend that people borrow to invest?
A lot of times, no. It has to be tax to your advantage. It has to be advantageous tax-wise to borrow to invest. Yes, interest rates are low, but a lot of times the big institutions make you put the money into like a daily account, and you're actually earning less than you're paying for the loan. That's one part, but the more important part is what tax bracket are you in? And nowadays, with all that debt out there, having say a $10,000 or $15,000 credit card debt at 19 to 22%, and borrowing if you're in a very low tax bracket to buy an RSP refund at 20-something%, the numbers just don't make sense. So you don't automatically borrow to buy an RSP. It's not always a good thing.
Yeah, so this is the time of season when people who maybe don't contribute throughout the year to an RRSP are now suddenly like, oh my gosh, the deadline's coming. I got to get an RRSP stat. What are some of the other things that we should be considering when it comes to RRSPs?
It's all about tax, Carrie. It's RRSP. Everyone sees it as an investment thing, the be all and end all for retirement. Maybe knowing if you need one first for a tax deferment, because it does give you taxes back, but you're deferring taxes until a later date. The key is buying an RSP when you're in a very high tax bracket, 40 to 53%, and then cashing in the RSP, obviously in retirement, when you're in a 20-22%. But you can't just do that automatically. It takes planning from the early stages to make that work. That is the number one key to an RSP. Investment returns and all that other stuff is secondary. First and foremost, it's a tax planning strategy.
So you don't really recommend the whole buying RRSPs last minute, but for those of us who do tend to do that, give us your advice. What should you do?
You would never do that, Carrie, but start, make this the year, make this the commitment to start early. But it can take you literally, there's a lot of online calculators to figure out your taxes. Put in what you made last year, put in what you paid in taxes, and go through the computer and figure out the numbers. There's online ones you can get, and just figure it out quickly, like what's going to be the benefit. And if you're in a 48% tax bracket and you go put in $10,000 in an RSP and it puts you into a 32% tax bracket, you're thinking, great, I just saved 16% of my taxes. No, you just had the government give you 16% less back in taxes. You let the government off the hook. If you're in 48, get the refund in 48, not at 32. And just take 15 minutes online on that internet thing and figure it out. It's not that hard to do, really. You don't have to be a registered financial planner to figure that out. You just have to have a computer and get on the internet.
Yeah, lots to consider there. It sounds pretty simple when you lay it out like that. But what if you're not comfortable making a quick choice, but you still want to get that RRSP? How do you choose an investment in that case?
Actually, here's the best way. Don't choose the investment. Put it into daily interest. Just leave it somewhere where it's completely liquid, where you can move it to another company or a company of your choosing once you've done the research to make a good decision. Then go out and start searching for your registered financial planner and your team that's going to help you plan to do RSPs, TFSAs, debt reduction, all those things as part of the big picture. Start on that in March so you're not frantic buying or emotional buying, which causes you to buy more RRSPs than you probably need. And here's the thing, buy the RRSPs if you feel you really, just to be safe, but that doesn't mean you have to declare them right now. If you have the room, maybe this year isn't the right year to write it off and you hold it off till next year. You can do that. Talk to your tax professional because you might get a better bang for your buck tax-wise next year than this year, but at least your money is making money. So you don't always have to use the receipt right away.
Yeah, so people should start thinking about RRSP, the deadline maybe for next year, and start planning a year ahead in advance so they're a little bit more prepared next time.
That's right. And then there never is a deadline. You're just something you're always doing as part of your overall big picture financial plan.
And it's definitely not a season. Peter Sashecki from Everything Financial joining us this morning. Thanks, Peter. Have a great day.
Thanks, Carrie. You too. Have a great day.